withdraw 5,000 naira. So is that terrible? Because when is it 20,000 naira and I need more? So imagine somebody that needs 50,000 naira, so you have to go into the bank and all of that. And with this penalty the CBN they are imposing on banks, it means that the CBN, they are aware that these banks have enough cash. So there's no cash scarcity. So it either means, or that could infer that probably. So how is it that the banks don't have monies to give out, but POS operators have monies to give out? So
Exactly.
could
Where
it
do they
be
get
that
the
these
cash
banks
from?
are selling these monies to the ATM operators?
We don't know. We really don't know. But like I said,
I think they should be fined. Anyone found copy, any bank found copy, people should be fined.
Yes,
Serves them right.
The CBN should do. They should do more. They should really go for. They should go for monitoring and make sure that these banks are penalized for refusing to do what they ought to do. They're there to meet the needs and services of Nigerians, and instead of doing that, they're making lives difficult for Nigerians, like I said earlier. Well, we'll move on to our first segment for today, and that will be Street Talk. We're hitting the street and we're asking the question: how would you define the outgone year 2024? How was the year for you? Well, I have a lot to say about the year 2024, but we're going to hit the street first. We're hitting the street and we're asking: how would you define, or how would you describe the outgone year 2024? Please stay tuned, and we'll be back after Street Talk.
Make it juicy.
The last day of 360 days in the year 2024. It has been a beautiful year filled with so many up and down moments. But I want to know how the year has been for you. Good morning and welcome to Delta Television, the People's Pride. My name is Chinazo Isiokojama, and this is Free Talk.
Hi.
Hi.
So if you look back on your 2024, how would you say 2024 has been for you?
It's been great, honestly, I won't lie. We've had a great year. Despite everything, but we found a way to succeed in everything.
Despite everything, what's everything? Give us the gist.
The situation in the country now, like the economy is crumbling, everything, like prices are increasing drastically.
So would you say that did not touch you?
I'm not going to say it touched me, but at least we thank God for everything. We help survive.
Okay. So what's your now that you had a great 2024, if I'll put it like that, how are you hoping 2025 will be?
Way better. Just hoping for better things, like drastic. Like I just want 2025 to like beat my expectation. Yeah, I have a plan, but I just hope it beats my expectation.
Okay. So let me ask you this last question: if you could summarize your 2024 with just one word, or rather, if you could describe your 2024 in just one word, what would that word be?
Let me say thankful.
Thankful. Okay. All right. We thank God for you. And I really hope that you have a better 2025. Thank you so much. How's the year 2024 been for you?
Hi, my name is Zainab Sariki. 2024, it's been a very tough year for me, actually. You know, there's been ups, there's been down. I went through a lot, but thankfully, it became better, you understand? So things became good, soft. It's just that T-pain, you understand? T-pain everywhere. But apart from that, thank God it's been good.
So if you were to compare your 2024 to your 2023, which would you say was better?
Despite the ups and downs, I will not lie, 2024 was better. It's better, like it's good. It's good. Better than 2023.
So if you have just one word, if I said you should describe 2024 with just one word, what would your one word be?
My one word will be, let me just pick awesome.
Awesome.
Yes, awesome.
I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much, and I wish you a beautiful 2025. Thank you so much.
Thank you, really.
So, how has the year 2024 been for you?
The year has been actually very challenging. Let me say that. It has not been easy, if not God. I just wonder how things would have been today. But I still thank God for life. If there's life, there's hope. So
So I was going to ask you to describe your 2024 with just one word, but you said hope, so is hope your word?
yes, hope has been keeping us going.
So is it the same hope that you're carrying to 2025?
Definitely, yes.
So how are you hoping for 2025 to be?
That things will get better for me as a person and then for Nigeria as a whole.
Alright, so thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Happy New Year.
I wish you the same.
How was the year 2024 for you?
Well, it's a bit fine,
A bit fine. Can you explain?
but at least I thank God that I'm still alive.
Okay. So how did the year go for you financially? You know, all of that. How was that for you?
Well, it's fine.
I'm happy for you. So if you have one word, if I asked you to just describe your 2024 in one word, what would that word be?
All my pains should go with 2024.
All your pains should go with 2024. And I say amen to that prayer. Thank you so much for your time. How has 2024 been for you?
Wow, 2024 is not a great year to be precise. It was a year to learn and to keep going. It was a tough year for everybody, not even working class and non-working class. But we thank God that we see the last day of the year. But this year is just a strong thing, T-Pain thing. The government gonna do good. But we thank God that we survive it.
So if you want to compare this year, 2024, to 2023, how would you say it was?
We can't say back, because we can just say -1. That's just it, -1. It's not addition, it's negative.
So 2023 was better than 2024 for you?
It was a little bit better than 2024, to be sincere. It was a little bit better than 2024 because we used our 2023 to prepare for 2024. And the 2024 we prepared for was nothing to be right home about.
So 2024 now, have you used it to prepare for 2025?
2024 was a lesson for 2025.
Okay.
So we have learned the lesson. 2025 is a correction of 2024.
Alright, so I wish you the best going onwards. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. So if you look back on your 2024, how would you say your 2024 has been for you?
It's been filled with ups and downs, honestly. From one problem to another. But above all, I can say for a fact that, I thank God for life. I thank God that at least been able to meet new friends. I mean, business-wise now, friends that impacted or giving business advice that would help me for next year. And I also working on something, and hopefully next year it's going to kick off. Just give you a tip, like I'm going for a consulting seminar next year, January, and it's something that's added to my profile too. It's the line of the farming line now, and again.
Love that for you. Love that for you. So let's talk about the economy, because we cannot talk about 2024 without talking about the economy this year. So the economy this year, it was but in all of this, for some people it was still great. So for some people it wasn't. So how was that for you?
I would say in between.
Okay.
It wasn't not totally bad. At least I got funds for the things that I wanted to do. I mean, depending on the urgency of that stuff. No major projects I couldn't achieve because, like you said, the economy was a little bit cranky and all of that. So it's in the middle, just in the middle,
All right, I love that for you, and I wish you the best going onward. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Hi.
Hi.
Compliments of the season. So if you look back on your year 2024, how would you say the year has been for you?
My year has been marvelous. I think I can see my year has been marvelous, and God really showed up for me this year.
Oh, I will ask you to tell us your story, but I was really moved and touched by the fact that you said marvelous, because we've had different stories. We've had some people say not so great, 2023 was better, but yours has been marvelous. Okay, so if you're going into 2025 now, how are you hoping 2025 will be?
I'm hoping 2025 will be a better year for me actually, and I'm just working towards making 2025 a better year for me.
So that was my next question, because I was going to ask you. You said 2024 was marvelous, so I'm taking it was better than 2023. So what did you do differently this year that made it marvelous? Because you have to put in the work, right? God blesses you, but you put in the work. So what did you do differently?
I think I prayed more this year. Yes, that's it. Because I was not really a person that I don't really pray. Like I just pray once, maybe just go to church. But I think I really improved on praying about things this year, and God really showed up for me this year.
Okay, I love that for you. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best going onward. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Compliments of the season. Oh. I wish you the best. Thank you. Compliments of the season, sir. So this year, if you want to look this year, 2024 now, how has it been for you?
It's been good.
Just good. And you are balling, oh. So this T-Pain, no touch you at all? How about you, sis? So how would you say the year has been for you?
But thank God, Sha. Thank God for life.
Okay. So if you want to compare this 2024 now to, let's say, 2023, which one will you say was better?
2023 is better, more better than 2024.
What about you?
Same year, oh. This 2024.
Okay. Okay, but for 2025 now, how are you hoping it will be for 2025?
It should be good, oh. We are praying to God, oh. It should be good, oh.
Okay. What about you, sir?
It should be more better than 2024. Okay. That's what I have to say.
But let me just ask you this last question. If you define one word, say, okay, oh, this one word. Okay, let's say today is the 30th of December. Tomorrow is the last day of the year. If you go crossover service now, because you will go crossover service now, what's that word that you be praying for? That God, please, what's the thing that you be praying for?
I need big money.
What about you, sir?
$100 million.
Period. $100 million. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best. Happy New Year. So, sir, how was your 2024? 2024, how it be for you?
That is very, very nice to me. I really enjoyed the year very well. So the year, I really gained many things in my life. I saw a lot of changes in my life.
So all this hardship flying around, all of that, you no touch you at all?
It touched me, but with God, all things are possible.
So if you were to describe this 2024 with just one word, what would you say?
Well, what can I have? I don't even know the word I can give, but it is very, very hard. But it is God. With God, all things are possible.
So we thank God. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Happy New Year.
You too.
So how has the year 2024 been for you?
It was a very great year for me. Like I achieved a lot of things.
I can see the drip. So I know that it has to be a great year. Look at the gold chain. It's chaining. And then the sunglasses. So
it was
it
for me,
right. So if I ask you to describe or compare rather your 2024 to your 2023, which one would you say?
20 was very rough, very rough.
23?
23, yeah, it was very rough. It wasn't good at all. But this year, since like February, I've been having positive changes in my life, and everything has been just
life just So what's your hope for 2025?
Bigger dreams. I have bigger dreams for 2025. More than what I achieved this year. I have more projects to focus on next year.
Alright, so I wish you the best going on. Well, thank you so much. This year, 2024, how did they go for you?
2024 is okay. Nothing wrong with 2024. The government is trying to amend the situation of the country.
Are you sure?
100%, I'm sure.
Okay.
The Tinubu is working. The work is in progress. 2 days ago, we reopened Warri Refinery and the other refinery. So he's not a pretender like the previous president that everything is okay under subsidy and we are laughing and we are dead. But this one, we are dead and we are achieved. So we are coming up.
So if I want to ask you that you should describe this 2024 now with one word, what would that word be?
Renew hope.
I was even thinking it in my mind that yes, it has to be hope. It has to be hope. But then generally for you personally, not just for the country, personally for you, financially, your relationship wise, everything, how was that for you?
Well, the inflation in the country is a general problem. And once you have something to give people upstairs, so you are enjoying the country. But if you don't have anything, unemployment, serious person, and others, so you can complain about the country. The more they increase, the more we increase. So we are all okay.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. A year with a lot of learning and unlearning. A year with lots of prayer. A soft year. A year of renewed hope. A year with economic challenges. But still, God came through. That's what the street has to say on today's edition of Street Talk. So when next we come your way again, I am Chinazo Uche Fojama. And on behalf of Delta Television, the People's Pride, I wish you a Happy New Year.
Nigerians sure had a lot to say about the year 2024. I heard someone say he prayed a lot in the year 2024. He had to pray a lot in the year 2024. Someone said 2025 is going to be a year to correct the things he did in 2024, which I think it's a good one for him. That maybe he has realized that, you know, a lot of things he did not do right in 2024, and this new year 2025 he should try to correct those things he didn't do right. Very good. It's always important that you take time to sit and really go through, you know, your life, go through everything you've done for the year. You know, you find out if there are areas you need to improve on. Find out if there are things, habits you need to drop, new habits you need to pick up to make things better for you. Don't just go from one year to another year being the same today, tomorrow, and forever. It's not like that. You're not God and you're not perfect. So you have to make changes here and there. So Gaga, how would you describe the year 2024?
And when people ask me that question, I first of all smile a lot because of my response.
Okay.
Honestly speaking, the year 2024 has been my best year. I'm serious. It has been my best year, and I'm trusting God and knowing that 2025 will be better than 2024. Despite what everybody went, or most people went through in 2024, 2024 was my best year.
Okay.
Honestly, in all ramifications.
Okay.
Okay. Majorly because the major.
You spent 2024 in this country.
Yes, I did.
And it was your best year.
Yes, it was.
All right, Gaga, tell us. What made it your? No, you need to share the secret with us. What made 2024 your best year? You listen to Nigerians talk out there and talk about how 2024 was. Some were very blunt. Some said it the way it was for them. How
it was.
So how was 2024 your best year? What happened? Like what did you do? What is the secret? How did you go about it? You know, we had the economic down.
Yes, so I will not be very detailed, but reading between the lines, the major reasons why Nigerians complain that 2024 was terrible is for economic reasons.
Yes,
and it worked in my favor. So just.
Okay, I think I get it.
There's something I always say very well. In this
I remember. I get it. Which is a good one. Well, maybe after the show you would have to teach me, because I need to learn, and you know, so that I won't be complaining like most Nigerians complain.
So
but
how was
anyway,
2024 for you?
2024 was a year of growth for me. Oh. Okay, so
it was a good year, but
it wasn't really a bad year for me, but it was a year of growth. A year I tried out new things. I traveled to a place I've never been before on my own.
I never went on vacation. You did not go on any vacation. No.
It was not a vacation. It was a training I went for. What I'm saying is, it was a year of growth for me. I had to challenge myself, and just like you said, Nigerians complain about the year 2024. They complain about the country because of how the things are, how our economy is. But I also think that we should begin to look at ways that we can, get on the source of living, ways we can make things better for ourselves. I know it's not easy because, look at the Minister of Power telling us that there won't be an end to the collapse of the national grid. When you look at all these things, you may want to give up, but then you have to keep pushing. You have to keep looking for ways to make things easier for yourself, make things easier for your family. I went into family in the year 2024.
No, that's-
And I know that, yes, sometimes when we hear our president say Nigeria should go back to farm and all that, it's not pleasing to the ears. But it's for your own good and for the good of your family. If you can go into farming, if you have, space in your compound where you live, you could begin to plant some things that you will eat with your family. If you have a bigger plot of land, you can go into real farming. You plant to sell. We should not just fold our hands and expect a miracle to happen. The government, yes, I know the government should provide basic amenities for its citizens, but then you also have a responsibility to take care of yourself and to take care of your family. So don't just wait for government to give you everything that you need. Make sure that in the year 2025 you are hardworking. Make sure you know what you want to achieve. You set your goals. Preferably, I love short-term goals. Long-term goals could be hard to achieve, but when you set short-term goals, it is easier for you to achieve them. It's easier for you to access them, to assess how far you've gone and if you're doing good or if you're doing bad. So you could change your plans and change your goals. So have your goals the year 2025. Make sure that you're doing something that's pushing you out of your comfort zone, because a lot of things that one reason why lots of people don't grow is because they're used to their comfort zones. Civil servants were used to waiting for the end of the month to get our salaries, so we don't even look at the possibility of getting a side hustle that will pay you at the middle of the month. We don't even look at getting a business that will give you daily income. We are just there. We're just comfortable with the security that the job brings.
Oh, well, maybe I'm looking at it from my own lens, but honestly speaking, I think that, and the people around me, I think that the average civil servant is hardworking.
Of course, we are hardworking.
I'm not talking about just the place of work, because the truth is, when you consider what they take on, because sometimes I just stay and even here at the office, I just look
You're
at
not a conventional civil servant.
No. But honestly, this is what I'm saying. When I look at even our colleagues, I'm like, with what this person is earning, this person is married.
Yeah.
This person
even
has
if you're single,
3 kids.
it's not easy to be a single
Do you
person.
understand? I'm like, this person has a car. How are they fueling the car?
Exactly.
This paying rent in Asaba.
And that is why NLC should fight for the review of the minimum wage. I know it's going to be a hard task. We have to wait for
3 years.
two more years thereabout to get a review. But then the 70,000 minimum wages is nothing to write home about. At the end of the month, you begin to ask yourself, how much are you even earning with the 7? It's like, to me, I didn't feel the increase in our salary at all. I won't lie.
It's because of the cost of living in the country.
But what I'm saying, I'm not saying civil servants are not hardworking. I'm saying that this is how it is. We've seen how it is. The economy, we know that is how it is. We complain every day, but complaining won't do anything. Complaining won't put food on your table. I'm talking about looking at alternative means of making life better.
And even as a civil servant,
yourself.
I think one of the civil service rule is that you cannot even do something else except maybe farming in agriculture.
That's how
it's not challenging itself.
It's challenging for civil servants, but I'm also talking about all Nigerians as well. Students learning skill, very important. Yes. Earlier I was telling Ogaga how I did not go to the bank in the year 2024. I didn't go to the bank at all. Why? I had to any issue I had at all, I would just go online, lay my complaint. Customer care service is not just only physical. They're online as well. They would resolve your issues. So the world is going digital, and before the year 2030, most persons will lose their jobs.
Yes, and
so it's very important you learn a digital skill.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Digital skill. As a student, as an adult, don't say you're too old. No, some adults don't even know how to operate to their phones. You just make calls, send messages on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and that's it. You don't know that your phones can do other things. You have to go to your children have to help you. Learn it yourself. Don't say you're too old. You're an adult. You can learn these things. They're not so difficult. When you hear about copywriting, you hear about graphic design, you hear about those digital terms, you begin to feel like they are very hard to learn. But trust me, they're not hard to learn. The year 2025 is just starting. We're just day 15.
Yeah.
So make sure that you make good use of the year.
If you ask me 2 things, I can make them 3, but let me just take 2 things that will always give you money if you position yourself very well. And for example, if you consider the generation and when we're heading IT, get into IT.
True.
If you pick up a digital skill, it will help you
a lot.
Then secondly, agriculture. People will always eat. No matter how terrible the situation is, People must buy something to eat.
When the prices of tomatoes went up and pepper, we complained, we still bought it.
That's like
Now onions is gold. We are complaining. We are still buying it. Because we
Ask
have to.
Blessing now. People are saying chicken. We people eat chicken this year. Blessing sold everything.
If you
Blessing
go there,
sold everything.
yes, I did. But
So
it's
people
very
always
important.
eat.
So go into tech, learn a skill, even if you're not going to use it to make money, but learn it. It's very important to help you in your job as broadcasters now. Using AI, using different media platforms help us to do our job better. So as a teacher, AI can help you even as a farmer, even as anything, any profession at all.
Social media.
Technology will help you.
Yes.
Social media will help you.
Social media will help you sell
Yes.
your stuff. There's what they call drop shipping now.
Yeah.
My younger sister is into it and all of that. So you just post people on WhatsApp. They are making money on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Building clients on WhatsApp and all of that on their Facebook. And so these platforms that you just go there and pout and snap and say we outside, people are cashing out from those platforms.
Yeah. So Gaka and I, we've turned ourselves to motivational speakers this morning, but it's the truth. If 2025 has to be different for you, you have to put in the work. Don't just pray. Lots of persons are praying and fasting, it's the beginning of the year. But as you're praying and fasting, make sure you're putting in the work as well. If you don't put in the work, the year 2025 will just be like the year 2024. So if you want a difference, you have to put in the work, you have to plan, and you have to be serious about the goals that you set for the year 2025. We move on now to our next segment, and our next segment is paper review. We have different newspapers for review. We're going to look at them, we're going to reel out the headlines and let you know what's trending this morning. I'll start with the Punch newspaper. On the Punch newspaper, the major headline says, Southwest governors team up against ISWAP element bandits. The rider, governors working on intelligence reports as Southwest monarchs demand proactive step. That is on page 2. At the top strip, we have a dispute with General Hydrocarbons is over transparency, says FBN. And details on pages 10 and 11. You can get details on pages 10 and 11. Also at the top strip, we had opposition demands impeached speaker's probe as GAC meets Lagos Assembly leaders. That's on page 30. At the bottom strip, Yotide, CBN finds 9 banks 1.35 billion naira for ATM cash scarcity. That's on page 21. Nigeria earned 50 trillion naira from crude oil in 2024, says report. That's on page 21. Court hears suit challenging Lagos Calabar Highway contract. That's on page 7. Ogun lovers wanted for allegedly killing Chinese. That's on pages 4 and 5. What is happening since this year started? Lots of killings. Then last headline from the Punch. Oni's ex-queen, others regain freedom after 21-day remand. That is on page 14 of the Punch newspaper.
Okay, next is the Nigeria Tribune, and the lead here says, National Assembly demands detailed report on Ministry of Livestock Development. We've got 3 riders. The first, Senators, reps frown on 11.8 billion naira budget for 2025. Minister told not to restrict projects to cattle alone. I think this is very, very important. And the last rider attached to that story, white paper ministry still not out. CBN sanctions 9 banks for failing to dispense cash via ATMs. NEC transfers full electricity regulatory oversight to 4 states. PDP NWC to convene amidst controversy over national secretary position. The rider, Ude Okoye, expected to attend. And we have this editorial at the back page of the Nigerian Tribune. Funke Agbemode's column debuts with Madam President's budget. That will be an interesting read. You can check that out at the back page of the Nigerian Tribune. JAMB Registrar debunks report on spending 850 million naira on fumigation. Says amount spent on fumigation in 2024 less than 1 million naira. I think this clarity is very, very important. And lastly, from the Nigerian Tribune at the top strip, First Bank says no abuse of court process in dispute with General Hydrocarbons Limited.
Okay, now let's look at the New Telegraph. The New Telegraph newspaper. Major headline on the New Telegraph says, Insecurity. Simon Ekpa's arrest in Finland. Reduced tension in Southeast, says CDS. But the Monday sit-at-home still persists. The riders, Anambra kidnapped victims to expose abductors' dens as police begin operations. Tinubu assures nation will overcome security challenges when Defense Ministry demands 20 billion naira for deceased personnel families. We must support security agencies, says Abbas. Get details on pages 2, 3, 7, and 30 of the New Telegraph. At the top strip, PMS improved local refinery. PMS improved local refining, cuts importation by 68% to 119 million liters. 2024, customs grants 1.6 trillion naira worth of waivers to boost economy, as on page 25. Budget. Reps may recommend scrapping of agencies. Okay, that's on page 6. Nine Oyo princes fought Owade's appointment as Alafin. That's on page 7. Lagos Assembly. Why Obasa was sacked by Fuad Oki. That's on pages 2 and 28. Trump would have been convicted if not elected. This is coming from Dow Reports, and that's on page 6. And at the bottom strip, we have AGF Fagbemi confirms return of $110 million stolen assets. That's on page 6. CBN finds 9 banks 150 million naira each for failing to dispense cash via ATMs during Yuletide. Okay, we're having different figures on this newspapers. This one says 150. The Punch says 135. Alright, we'll find out the details later. That's on page 3. This one says food security. Federal government deploys tech to enhance food production. Okay, that's on page 2. End farmer header crisis. NASDAQ's livestock minister. That's on page 27. And the last headline from the New Telegraph. Gum disease impairs brain function. This comes from study. And that's on page 27 of the New Telegraph.
Moving now to the Nation newspaper, the major headline here reads, My government working hard to end insecurity, says Tinubu. To riders, we will invest in technology to fight terror, says President. And the Minister of Defense, Matawale, 50 billion naira budget for Defense Ministry inadequate. Okay. Food security. Government to recapitalize BOA, that is the Bank of Agriculture. 21-year jail for Randy Arabic teacher. Rival families kick over Alaafin's choice. Get details of that on page 6 of the Nation newspaper. I have no hand in speaker's removal, says Sonlu. Okay, I think people will. Well, there are different angles to this story. National Assembly to block funding for NIMASA, NPA, Federal Inland Revenue Service orders. 390 stranded Nigerians evacuated from Niger Republic. Senate decries 11.8 billion naira takeoff funds for livestock ministry. And lastly, from the Nation newspaper, dispute with General Hydrocarbons. We didn't abuse court process, says First Bank of Nigeria.
Okay, let's look at the Daily Trust newspaper. The Daily Trust has its major headline, Cash Crunch. CBN finds 9 banks, 1.35 billion naira. Okay, I get it now. 150 million.
Is the Per bank.
For each bank, 150 million. Then I think together the 9 banks are going to pay 1.35 billion naira. That's the major headline on the Daily Trust. At the top strip, Boko Haram burns church houses in Borno. We can't fight banditry with 20 armored personnel carriers, says minister. Why are you telling us?
They need more. I think he was asking for about 50 there.
50, okay. All right. But the question, anyway, we'll talk about it when we are analyzing. The next headline says, student leaders to get rice as Tinubu extends palliative to SUGs. Very interesting.
Nice one.
War on Gaza, Israel to OK ceasefire deal. And that's on page 3. We hope that happens. Ex-Sokoto governor, Bafarawa dumps PDP. That's on page 13. That's not surprising. Neglecting ex-soldiers dangerous for fight against insecurity, says a rebel. That's on page 6. Vulcanizers sets lover ablaze during argument in Abuja. That's on page 29. The photo speak is I think this is Israel bombardment. Okay, yes, Israel bombardment on a residential block in Gaza. Sad, but we can see children around, and everywhere in rumbles. We'll move on.
Okay, we move now to the Vanguard newspaper. The lead on the funding, huge debts, root causes of power sector failure. When will these excuses end and we start seeing solutions and evidence? As supply falls below 4,000 megawatts, that's the next rider attached to that story, creates more hurdles for households, businesses. NEC orders Fidelity Bank to divest. Power sector outlook gloomy, and this is credited to CPPE. Power Consumer Assistance Fund is key, and this is credited to Power Nigeria. There are 2 photo speaks here on the Vanguard newspaper. The first one to the left. Tinubu congratulates Awadi in UAE. So that's President Tinubu congratulating one of the awardees. And the next one, Okonjo-Iweala, UBA boss, gets honorary doctorates. Interesting. Dr. Ngozi
Okonjo-Iweala. She's already a doctor.
Yeah, but this is now an honorary. So AI.
Double doctor.
AI, decentralized electricity supply. And this is credited to Okonjo-Iweala. Says Nigeria can't be left behind. So 2 stories now, 2 headlines now, so concerning the power supply in Nigeria. GSC meets endorses new Lagos speaker Miranda. Okay. Marketers shift to Dangote refinery as petrol depot price hits 950 naira per litre. In sports, Pinnick missing 2026 World Cup would be disaster. We're not at the last one, so we can't afford to miss this one. Moving now to the top 3 of the Vanguard newspaper. CBN fines 9 banks for failing to dispense cash at ATMs. And lastly, this repeated story from the different dailies. Our transactions with General Hydrocarbons. It's an article put up there by Olusegun Ali Bosun, and that is the First Bank MD. Get details of that story on page 5.
Okay, let's see what the Daily Times newspaper has this morning. The major headline, 2025 budget. Reps, federal government disagree over 286 million naira foreign mission expenses. I'll leave it at that. The top strip, TED Fund suspends scholarship for academic staff. At the bottom strip, Tinubu appoints Folashade Adekeyaja as first female deputy DG DSS. That's a good one. EPA's arrest has reduced chaos in Southeast, says CDS. Wike signs 5,481 C of O in 1 year. FCT landowners now get the title document within 2 weeks. Professor Moti is Uni Abuja Director of Leadership Center. The last headline from the Daily Times: Nigeria will overcome insecurity, says President Tinubu. And church will say amen. Amen. And that's the last paper that we'll be reviewing this morning. So we'll come back to the studio now. Okay, we've read out so many headlines. I am just wondering, where should we start from? We talked about...
We can pick up from insecurity, your last headline. Nigeria will overcome insecurity.
Okay, says our president. Yes, our president is very optimistic. In his New Year message, you could see that he's certain. He has faith in his policies, and he's still maintaining his stand that the policies, the way that they've chosen to go is the right way to go. That there's no other way, there's no other thing that the federal government would do except what they're doing right now. And it's positive that very soon we begin to see the positive sides of these policies and initiatives. And now he's saying that Nigeria will overcome insecurity. But there's a headline there that I read where you had to say he's asking for, I think that's the Minister of
Defense,
Minister of Defense, saying 20 armored carriers won't be enough for the military to end or fight insecurity, so they need more. But here's the president saying that Nigeria will overcome insecurity, and it begs the question: how, or what steps, or what strategies are they putting in place to ensure that indeed security personnel are equipped, there's intelligence gathering, and that they have what it takes to end insecurity in Nigeria? It's not just talking. We've been hearing so many talks from the president, from his aides, his spokesperson, giving Nigerians hope that things will be better. But what strategies are being put in place? Nigerians want to see actions. I think this is the point where we've been able to hold on for the president. This is going to 2 years now. We need results. We need to see results, not just talks. Okay, your take on this particular.
Okay, so also when you consider this, the Minister of Defense, Bello Matawalle, he has come out to say that the 50 billion naira allocated to the Ministry of Defense for defense in Nigeria for the 2025 budget is insufficient, and the House of Representatives Committee on Defense they are meant to approve an additional 20 billion naira. And so my own point with this is that it's a good one, because we need security. Every nation needs security for stability and economic growth. So, but these funds should be put to judicious use. And taking another headline on security, the New Telegraph puts it: insecurity, Simon Ekpa's arrest in Finland reduced tension in Southeast. And this is coming from the CDS, Chief of Defense Staff. So when you consider Nigeria, the insecurity in Nigeria, I'm glad that they are getting the funding that they are requesting for. But beyond the funding, we need to. That's why it was during the president's first media brief since he came into power, President Tinubu, with journalists, and he was asked if he was going to change the defense chiefs and if he was going to probe them and all of that. No, he said he wasn't going to do any of that. But I think that they have to be monitored closely, because we've seen allegations of the past that weapons that are meant, because how will a nation like Nigeria, we're seeing that even terrorists have more sophisticated weapons than our military.
Weapons.
So it's terrible. The few times that some military personnel have come out to complain that they abandoned their duty posts, it was a situation where you could see that they said that they were not properly armed, that they are sending them to the
battlefield empty-handed.
Yes,
how do you expect them to fight these bandits? And then when they get there, they begin to see sophisticated weapons
and all of that. And some of them complain that they're not properly catered for.
Yes.
their needs. I think I saw a video. It was sometime last year, if I'm not mistaken, and the person was talking about his allowance and the transfer situation that
Yeah, I
with the
remember
allowance,
that
because
particular
if you were to
video.
travel home and back, it's insufficient.
Yeah.
So we also need to look after these people that lay down their lives. A couple of days ago, it was the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. It's celebrated